Welcome everybody, this is Zero to Hero Golf. My name is Jerry, and today we're going to talk about the biomechanical move that the hips play in the golf swing. What should they be doing, and how should it be done? Okay guys and gals, before we go any further, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Make sure you click the bell notification so you get the videos when they come out, and I really appreciate the thumbs up because it really helps out the YouTube channel. So for those who want to know what biomechanical means, well, mechanical simply means a device, in this case us, the person, performing a task. And what does the bio part in biomechanics mean? Simply means biological, or in other words, a living organism performing a task. Okay, so now that we know what biomechanical means, what exactly is the biomechanical move or the task that the hips should be performing in the golf swing? Okay, because we want to get it right because we love to play this game. We want to hit the ball long and straight, right? Okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, so what you see in front of you, this looks pretty good, right? We've got slow motion. I had some fun at the range today. Did my best Elvis Presley impression here, swinging my hips. I mean, this looks pretty good, right? We got really good hip rotation. All right, we're going to rotate. We're going to come down and hit the ball. Wrong. But this is what a lot of people do. Very similar to what you see me doing here. They spin and rotate the hips, and yet they can't figure out why they can't hit the ball a long way or other problems going on in the golf swing. Okay? So what's the problem with what I'm doing here? Well, you'll notice that trail hip, right? The one furthest from the target. It spins, doesn't it? It spins and comes towards the camera. Right there, it's spinning and coming towards the camera. That's the hip that's right behind my hands at the bottom here. Well, the problem with that hip spinning forward like that is it actually takes up a lot of space and doesn't allow our arms to swing down. Now, I happen to be putting my arms intentionally in front of my hips in this case, but in the real swing, that would be very difficult to do if the hip's spinning like that, okay? So let's look and see what the hips actually should look like biomechanically the correct way. Okay, we've seen this one already. This is the wrong way. And now, the right way. Wrong and right. Okay, so now here it is in slow motion. So what exactly is happening here? I mean, aren't I just spinning the hips less? Well, no. Actually, I'm not spinning the hips at all. So let's talk about how is this move, which some of you are going to notice right away, this looks like a Sammy Snead squat. And I'll talk about that in a little bit, how this is not a squat at all. Let's talk about what's the difference. Because this isn't just spinning the hips less. There's a big difference between what we saw with spinning the hips and what you're seeing here. Okay, here's a picture. Upper left-hand corner and the upper right-hand corner. That's the wrong way. So the start of the backswing in the upper left-hand corner and then the spinny hip move thing in the upper right-hand corner. Let's look at the upper right-hand corner. What do we see? We see the trail hip has spun and gotten closer to us, hasn't it? That trail hip has actually spun and gotten closer to the camera, if you will. Look at the picture directly below it, the lower right-hand corner. You notice how that trail hip hasn't gotten closer to the camera, maybe just a little bit, but it hasn't spun and gotten closer? This is really important to get this. From the top of the backswing, that trail hip, the furthest from the target, we keep it back there. And then the lower right-hand corner, what's happening is we don't spin the hips. Instead, we only pull back the lead hip. So get that in your mind's eye. Just think about that for a second. The trail hip is back at the top of the backswing, right? And the only thing we do is we pull the lead hip back. We don't spin. So the trail hip stays in place. It doesn't move. At least we try not to let it move. And we simply take the lead hip and the lead butt cheek and we try to sit back with it on a stool. It's not a squat. Because we don't flex the trail knee and the trail hip more. We simply take the lead hip and move it back and down just a little bit. So it looks like a squat, but it actually isn't. Okay? So we don't spin. There isn't this spinny rotational aspect going on. Since the trail hip's already pulled back at the top of the backswing, The first thing we do, the very first thing we do from the top of the backswing is we match it up by pulling the lead hip back to match the trail hip. There is no spinning motion. There is no big rotational thing going on. I want you to get that difference. If you get that, you've overcome one of the greatest misunderstandings in golf regarding the biomechanical move of the hips.